When I lived in Vancouver, this was probably about a month before I got better, like right in the end. I was hanging out with this bald guy named Mark. I think that was what his name was, but I think that ended up being his last name. We were hanging. We went over to this guy's house, and he's like, "This is one of my really good buddies." Right? It was raining. It was pouring out. We got there. This guy Mark was trying to get me to SSD, and I wouldn't do it. And then we got into a bit of a tiff, and he clocked me in the nose, and he's like, "You make people punch you in the face." And I straight up was like, it's just because I wouldn't SSD. And I was like, dude, I told you multiple times I want to get to know you first before I do that. And he kept whipping it out and sticking it in my face until I lost it. That's not the point. That's not what I'm trying to say. He brought me to this guy's house, and his name was Bernie Colson. Bernie Colson was the 6 year old kid in the movie The Accused with Ashley Judd. This man has an entire, he was he's a famous actor. He was like in the X Files, like he had a very extensive catalog of stuff. He also did the music. He produced music on Dr. Dre's California Love, and like he was actually a really cool person. And I remember being like, if you're like, I'm a filmmaker, like, because I do like to dabble in filmmaking. I have done it before, and I also own a camera. Like, we should do a documentary. Like, let's get you fucking like better, and then we can get you on the plane to get your royalties. Like, this guy has owned $1 million in royalties. It's the same as that Davy Chase girl. Straight up, same story. Like, he's 60, but like, I hung out with this man, and he's like, I know all these famous people. He told me all these crazy Hollywood stories, and it's like, it's all real. Do you know what I mean? All that shit is real. Like, he's like, there's a reason why my mom took me out of there. He's also said, like, my mom said I wasn't cute enough. Like, what, talk about a fucking complex. But he was honestly one of the sweetest, nicest people I have ever met. Super fucking cool and genuine. I actually ended up really liking him. I went over to his house one day to grab my stuff, and he had like this posse of like rappers or something over, and they straight up were like, "Get out of here!" And I was like, "Listen, I'm one of the good ones. I'm one of the good ones," because I guess some lady had come over before to like rob him for a bunch of stuff, and I was like, "No, I just need to grab my clothes." And that was the last time I ever saw him, but I hope he's still alive. Like, it still says on the thing that he's alive, and I know where he lives. I hope he's still there. I want to reach out to him because like I don't know. I got out of there, and like when we were there, I was watching him do jugular. You know what I mean? Like, it was the first time I've ever seen somebody do that in my life. And he tried so hard to help me. That's all he ever did. It was just like, that's the thing about addicts, is like, we're so fucking helpful. Like, we're so helpful to the point that we will sacrifice our own identity, well-being, everything, until we have nothing left to give. So we fill it up with substances, and that's what happened to Bernie. And he's fucking like, he's a good one. There's not a lot of good ones out there. Never touched me, never made a made a move on me. He just, you know, was sick and penniless. So I don't know, Dr. Dre, if you see this out there, there's a man out there who helped you make one of the most famous songs in the entire planet, and needs your help. So let's get this to him. And I don't know if, like, hopefully, like, that everything that this man Bernie has said so far was true. So like, I'm not saying that it's real, but everything that he said to me so far was true. Like, I looked it up. Like his credentials are real. Bernie is a real person and has a real like he has a real career, and he has news articles all about him. Like, I just looked this all up because I got his name wrong. I thought it was Crenshaw, but it's been Colson this whole time. Maybe that's a timeline thing. Maybe, like, I don't know. But straight up, he was legit, and he needs your help if you got his money.